Hey guys, this is Johnny with Leisure Time here, out in Sugar City, Idaho today. Today we're out doing a swim spa on our Valet program. Let's take a deeper dive into how we clean the filters. So today we're gonna be cleaning these filters. I like to use this Defender. We use it in the tubs for stain and scales. You'll notice that as you use your filters over time, they do get a brown stain to them, and I've noticed that this Defender works really well at cleaning them and get the stain out. So what I like to do is I like to get a spray bottle, turn it onto the spray applicator, and I just like to douse these really well. Make sure that I'm getting a good amount just built up into the filter, because when we wash it out, you'll see how it kind of just works out the stains and all the hair. You will have one filter normally that is dirtier than the other, and that's just because that leads to your circulation pump or your heater, and that one just sees a lot more use. And I wouldn't say you can use too much or too little. I like to use a heavy amount just so I know that the cleaner is going to be doing its job. So some manufacturers recommend that when you clean your filters, you let your filters sit in a solution for 5 to 10 minutes. I personally, if you have an extra set of filters to rotate, that is a great idea. Get a 10 5-gallon bucket, whatever will fit your filters. Dilute a cleaning solution into the bucket, and then you'll just rotate them once a month. As you can see, this filter that's super hairy and dirty is already starting to clean up really nice. When you clean your filters, it's always nice to have a nozzle like this, just so you can get some pressure behind it. It'll knock everything out of those filters. It's never a bad idea to flip it upside down and see what else you can kind of get to come out of there. And when you do use a filter solution, if it is like a soapy solution, you do want to rinse this filter out for 5 to 10 minutes, just so when we put it back into the hot tub, it doesn't create a foam, sudsy type reaction, which it will do. If that does happen, we do have a chemical at Leisure Time called Foam Down, and that'll take all the foam away in your tub. Hey guys, so this is the Frog Ease chlorinating sanitizer system. This is the swim spa version. We do have some of the hot tub versions in the hot tub also. This just disperses a small amount of chlorine over time, and then when it's running low, it will flip back to this side. Today we're just going to show you how to change it. So here we just have 2 tabs. It's just going to pull, and there's your cartridge. This is the floater. Here we have some Frog Ease cartridges for the chlorine. I believe they do have some bromine ones too, if you're interested in bromine. Same thing when you go to put it back in. So on our last setting, looks like we were just at a 1 setting. That's just going to disperse a small amount. So I'm just going to make sure we're on the 1. There we are. 2 tabs, goes right back in. So on our Spa Valet program, every time we come by, we're going to test your water. Everybody's water is a little bit different, so once we get it dialed in, though, it's really easy. So here, we're going to show that we don't have much chlorine. And it looks like our alkalinity and pH are a little low, and then our hardness is on the not hard side. So it looks like we're just going to get this pH and alkalinity back up and add some chlorine. So here to get the alkalinity and pH up, guys, we're going to use the Spa Up. The manufacturer recommends for every 200 gallons, I believe it's a tablespoon. The swim spa is roughly around 1,000 gallons, so I'm going to do about a cap full. And all this is going to do is going to raise that pH and alkalinity up to be in the green zone. Anytime you add chemicals, we are going to turn on the pumps just to circulate those chemicals and to just get everything where it needs to be. Since we didn't have any chlorine on the test strip, we are just gonna add a cap just to shock the system. This customer does have the chlorine floater, so it does disperse a small amount of chlorine, just not enough to pick up on the test strip. So just to shock this tub, I'm gonna do just one full cap. And then the last thing we're gonna use is we see just a little bit of foam coming from the left side of the tub. Sometimes the jets just create a little bit of foam. So we're just gonna add just a little bit of foam down. You can get that at leisure time also. So the last chemical that we're gonna use on this swim spa is Defender. It's the same thing I used on those the filters to get the stain out of the filters. What this is gonna prevent is the buildup of the scum line above the water line on the tub. If you wear lotions, self-tanner, something along those lines that's gonna kind of cook off your skin in these, they tend to build up above the water line. This Defender is what's gonna help prevent some of that. Manufacturer recommends 2 to 4 ounces for an average size hot tub. So I did about 6 to 8 ounces right there to compensate for the size of the swim spa. If you guys live in areas like this, like out in Sugar, where in the spring and the summer, you're gonna have a lot of bug hatches due to the irrigation in the canals. The bugs will try to make a home around your hot tub. So it's not always a good idea to have some type of skimmer or net to just pick up these bugs. The more you do that, the less harsh it is on your filters. We get calls all the time saying, my tub's in protection mode, there's no water flowing, and we show up and it's just plugged, dirty filters with bugs, hairs, you name it. So that's just one thing to kind of be proactive if you don't want to run into issues down the road. And then if you guys ever have a sediment or, pebbles, anything that has a little bit of weight to it, building up in the bottom of the spa. We do sell these spa wands at leisuretimeinkshop.com. They just make it really easy to get anything from the bottom of the tub out if you're not looking to do a drain and refill with like a sub pump. These just make it really easy to reach anything and everything. As you can see, we're in a 5.5 foot deep swim spa, and this thing makes it really easy to just get into the corners. I can reach across all the way. Sometimes you got to be careful though so you don't fall face forward. I have done that a time or two. And just like that, all these little corners and crevices that are tucked in where you don't normally will see the buildup, it's already all gone. And then for these spa wands, guys, if you don't know how to clear the cartridge out and change them, they're pretty easy. We have some arrows right here. They're just gonna slide on in and then they lock in so you can't pull it out. So the easiest way to do it again is just you turn it quarter-wise, pulls right out. This one's very heavily used, so this cartridge has seen better days. You just twist and turn and you're gonna have all this nasty sediment come out. And that's just something that we like to clean every other day here, just because of all the stuff that we're collecting in and out of hot tubs. These can get clogged, so sometimes when you're using it, if you notice it's spitting back out, that it just needs a good cleaning. And this is how we want it to look when it's clean. We had a lot of buildup in there, and now it's nice and clean. Just to put this cartridge back on, we're just going to slide it back on. We're going to lock it into place. We're going to take those arrows that are on there again. We're just going to quarter turn until it slides in, quarter turn, it's locked in, and then your spa wand's ready to go.